up, everybody? Welcome to Hammerdown Motorsports. My name is Steve Fast. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. We are in the shop today. It is pretty warm in here. We're going to do a quick update on the Ram 4x4 project, and then we're going for a little road trip in the 2019 Ram. We have something for the project that I found on Facebook Marketplace today, so I'm not going to tell you guys what it is just yet, but we're going to find out very, very soon. And it's definitely going to make this truck a little bit nicer. Just put it that way. So, quick update. I do have the exhaust cut on the truck, but I haven't got the old muffler out just yet. I'm going to lift it up and kind of get the hangers and everything that was really rusty out of the way and get that old muffler removed. And hopefully one of our other mufflers I have over here are going to fit. We have our pile of rusty junk over here. We do have our Hummer H2 wheels with 37s on all four corners. The truck is sitting at a really nice height. We do have a lot of wheel gap. I know this will kind of settle a little bit with the springs, but all in all, this is a very nice height for this truck, and I'm really happy the way it turned out. I do have the cab lights in place. The holes are drilled for the wires. I haven't screwed them down just yet. Just gonna have to do those holes before we get all the prep work done so we can do our box liner paint job. We already have the new headlights in before. The winch plate has come along a little bit. I did get the corners cut over here and over here just so we can be able to get our 4th gen bumper into place with the mounting brackets that we have for that. Also made some angle brackets over here. They're gonna go kind of behind those bolts right there just to keep this winch plate from getting pulled down if we're doing a pull with a winch or anything like that. Just kind of give it that little bit of extra support. And this should all work out really nicely. We need to remove this one more time just to get all the bolts in place and do our final fitment on the winch, but it all is gonna fit. It's very tight in this area, but it's all gonna look really nice when we're all done, and I can't wait to see the final product. So under the hood, we do have our fan removed. I have to do the water pump, which is still sitting over there. Get that all put in, get our fan put back in, and we're gonna do a little cleanup under the hood, do a little bit of maintenance. I might be taking the valve covers off. This one's a real pain because you got to get underneath the intake. I don't know if you have to pull the intake off or how you can get underneath there, if you can sneak under there with a wrench or whatever, but we're gonna have to cross that bridge when we get to it. On the interior, we do have our CB radio right here. I'm trying to decide where I'm gonna mount this. I'm probably gonna put it on the lower part of the dash. I was thinking maybe putting it up here, but I think just when we're bouncing around on the trail, to have it on the console that kind of goes in the middle here, it'll just kind of be bouncing around and the microphone will probably fly off. We hit bumps and it's gonna hit me in the face and it's not gonna be a good time. So I think having it down here is probably gonna be our best bet. We are going to be removing the carpet. This carpet's pretty well had it. It's very stained and dirty. So I do have new carpet to go in this. So we will be stripping down the cab a little bit more before everything goes back together. But when it's all done, it should look pretty awesome. So we still have a little ways to go with this project. I've been trying to work on it a few hours here and there. We did go to Canada for about 10 days. So it basically took a whole lot of my time away from this project. And it was a good time out there. Unfortunately, I did get sick. I got a cold like on the flight to Canada. So the entire time I was there, I was fighting that off. I'm still fighting it off now. So that's kind of why I haven't made a video in a while. I didn't really want to make a video where I'm sniffling and coughing and all that kind of things. So I spared you guys that. That's why there's been a little bit of a gap in the uploads, but we are continuing on getting this project finished. And really, there's a lot more work to do here because my vision for this truck in the end, it just keeps growing. The more I look at it, the more another piece goes on. There's something else that I think of, and then I order it, and then we have to put it on. And yeah, it just ends up taking a little bit of time, but in the end, it's gonna look awesome. It's gonna be fun to drive out on the trail. It's gonna be fun to drive on the street and just kind of share it with everybody. And it's basically the truck I've always wanted to build when I was in high school, but never had the money to do. And now we have that platform and we're gonna get it done. Unfortunately, the V10 is the V10. It's not the Cummins, but that might change one day too. So if we find the right donor truck, if you guys know of any 95 12 valve trucks that are maybe rusted out with a good powertrain, definitely drop it in the comments. I would definitely want to do a Cummins swap on this one day. And on a little side note, I do have my little mini bike here. I think this might be a Keystone. I'm not entirely sure. I've had this bike for a long time and this engine is pretty well shot. So I do have a brand new Predator 212 engine that we're gonna put in this thing. So that's gonna be another side project we're gonna get done on the channel. Just to have a little bit of fun. Something I had laying around anyway. So it's always fun to definitely get something running again, just play with it a little bit. Actually, neighbor Mike just picked up an older mini bike and he's gonna be fixing that. So that kind of inspired me to dig this one out again. And we also do have the Coleman mini bike over here, which I hadn't really done a whole lot with. after I got it finished because I was going to take it to the races and it wasn't finished because I broke the chain on it. But it is all done. The torque converter from Go Power Sports is installed. It works absolutely amazingly. This thing does wheelies all over the place, and definitely you feel like I have a whole lot more power than we did before. And we got the frame all painted up. Everything's looking good. Got the American flag on the back here, just to kind of give it that little extra touch. It's kind of like a little fat boy, and definitely a whole lot of fun to ride. So in the shop, we do have a bit of a mess going on. All the stuff is pretty well everywhere, and I need to do a major shop cleanup. But I want to get this truck all finished up, or at least pretty well all together, so all the parts that I had laying around will be on the truck and not taking up space. And then we can go out and play with this thing because it's going to be a whole lot of fun. And I definitely need to get this bay cleared out, get the bed back onto the truck so I have more room to park the vehicles. We got the Ram stuffed in here with the Porsche, and I plan on moving the camper over one bay, and then we're going to have a lineup of cars kind of in the middle. Then we can have all the really nice cars kind of in the shop, just as a really nice backdrop for the channel. And also then we could just open this middle door, grab the keys to any one of them, and go out for a drive, and it's gonna be an awesome time. So aside from the projects going on, we do have construction work to do, but it is super hot out here in the summer, so fall is probably gonna be when I'm gonna be doing more of the finished work under the mezzanine. Probably get the heater installed so we can work in here in the winter time, and get some of the work done up in the mezzanine just to get that all finished up to make that a usable space. We do have air conditioning up there, but there's no ceiling, so it really doesn't do us a whole lot of good. But we do have a lot of plans of things that need to get done in here, but one thing at a time. We will get there. All right, we are off on a road trip. Hopefully this item is as good as what it looked in pictures, and it should be a very nice addition for the Ram project. All right, so fast forward to the next day. We are back in the shop, and we have what we bought right behind you guys right now, the new addition for the Ram project. Here it is. We got some 2004 third gen Ram seats, and these things are in awesome shape. Usually on the driver's side, this is all split open, and usually the foams are pretty pounded out, especially on these trucks that come to the wreckers. If they've been totaled out or whatever, usually these are damaged or dirty or whatever. These ones are in really, really good shape. We got these for $200 for the entire setup. We got a center console here, a little bit of junk in there to clean out. And we also have a little compartment under here, so we could probably work that into the build, do something with that, maybe put something in there. The possibilities are endless, and this is gonna be definitely a whole lot more comfortable than those junky seats that are in that truck right now. And also over here, we got some Ram decals. These are the ones from the 2019 Ram. We're gonna put one of these on either of the doors. And right here, I don't know if you guys can see, it's kind of the same color as the foam, but this is the 4x4 decal that you would have on the tailgate of the 2019 Ram. I actually got one for either side of the bed. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna put these on, then we're gonna shoot over them with the box liner, and it's kind of gonna give like a 3D effect kind of with the box liner over top, so it should look pretty cool. And also in addition to our CB radio, today we got our box in here. We got us a PA speaker. Oh yes. So we're gonna mount this underneath the hood, and then you just push the button on the CB and you can talk outside the vehicle. Everybody needs a PA speaker, right? But as you guys can see, I do have my work cut out for me today. I'm gonna be cleaning up all this mess, getting the tools put away, get things back to where they need to be, and stop looking at this terrible mess that I call a shop. Get everything where I actually want to have it, not just put on tables and just kind of collecting everywhere, which ends up driving me nuts after a while. So that's today's project. I'm gonna get that all taken care of. So there you have it, everybody. We got progress happening on the 1995 Ram build. We got our new seats. We've got all kinds of stuff going on. Lots of stuff to go into this project, so I'm very excited to do that. Get this seat swapped over to the third gen. We're gonna have to do some stuff with the frames and all that kind of good thing, but we're probably gonna be making a video on that as well. So if you guys are looking to do that swap, definitely stay tuned for that. So if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. And as always, keep that hammer down.